Hi, this is Pierre Delacote. I recently shared this matrix of what is collaboration to me, uh, what is the real meaning of collaboration, and probably the main challenges. So I wanted to give some perspective on this matrix, um, just to explain a little bit. So let's start with the treat people equally. I will also say with equity. So that means when you're collaborating, there's no hierarchy. There shouldn't be any hierarchy. You're on par with everybody in the team collaborating. Um, there's not somebody who has more value, like an expert, compared to a non-expert. Collaboration is a matter of working in a team, and also with equity, because some people um, might not have the same skills for collaboration or for the tool that you're using. So you might need help to help the people who don't have those skills. The second one is be respectful and caring. I believe that if you want true collaboration to be effective, you really need to respect other people within the team you're collaborating with, and also you need to be have a caring attitude, so people can feel comfortable, not judge. Um, Third one is seek the benefits of others. So when you're collaborating, you're not collaborating for your own benefit. Uh, you're working with others to help others and make them benefit of your knowledge. So all the knowledge added together, all the experience, all the ideas can lead to a better solution that you're building together. So it's seek the benefits of others, but also seek the benefits of the goal you're targeting. Um, the fourth one is dare to express yourself and expose yourself without fear of judgment. I think that's one of the biggest blocker in collaboration, where most of the people are not collaborating because they feel they don't bring anything on the table which is valuable, or they're not confident because they feel they're going to be judged. Um, Maybe because there's somebody in the team who has a big ego, or uh, the culture of the company doesn't lead to exposure easily. But definitely, if it's part of your culture, it's going to be hard to collaborate. So you need to rethink how you collaborate and make people express their ideas, because everybody can bring their ideas on the table, their energy, and if they feel part of a team, they will contribute to the success of the collaboration. Number five, share your knowledge, even modest knowledge. So once again, everybody can bring something to the table. Um, so even if you think your idea is not valuable, if it's an idea, if for you it brings value, and you have doubt it can bring value to the other, you can suggest the idea. You don't have to suggest it saying that it's the best idea and that will change the world, but you can suggest the idea to check if it echoes with someone else, or and discussing around even little ideas can bring to a tremendous value. Number six, confront your ideas. Once again, you don't have to keep your ideas for you. And also, it's important to share ideas even if you disagree. there's no problem to disagree as long as you don't have a conflict on the disagreement. At least that can lead to the root cause of your disagreement, and digging into the root cause can lead to a better understanding of the issues you're facing, and so you better confront your ideas. As soon as you have in mind to be caring, to help others, that you're doing that to a better uh, result, then it's fine to confront ideas. And often, if there's still disagreement after explanation, then somebody has to decide, uh, and usually that's the role of the manager. Number 7, adopt default transparency. Also, I've been involved in maybe more than 100 projects, collaboration project, and um, the the I will say the default today is to make everything private. So when you starting to collaborate, usually the default culture is to create an environment which is close to the team that is working, um, and I think can be that can be useful sometimes when you have to protect some information when it is a subject which is touchy. You don't want to share what you're working on. That can happen, but most of the time it doesn't have to be closed or secret. So you should adopt a default behavior to transparency, and then if it's not the behavior you want because for a specific reason, then you change it. But bringing transparency is key, so other can um, find the information you're working on, and maybe they can help just at looking to the information you're discussing or you're building. Maybe someone can help. If you're in, once again, if you're in this momentum of collaboration where you want to help with uh, care other people, other teams, then you should open your information with a default transparency approach. Number 8, extend your network beyond your interpersonal network. That's often what we do as a reflex. We just stay with the people we know, the people we like. We often, that's a big problem, we mimic people that are the same because we know how they think, because they think the same way. And usually it doesn't bring a good balance of creativity because it's always the same ideas. Um, so I think and I believe that it's better to bring diversity. And to bring diversity, you need to go beyond your interpersonal networks. So you need to try to connect with people who are not doing the same thing than you're doing, people who are not thinking the same way you're thinking. It can be first within the enterprise, within the organization, but also sometimes it can be outside of the enterprise, outside the organization, with people who, who has who have ideas. The probably sometimes you can start with the people who have the same interest, but you can expand to other people. So I think it's key to work on this, trying to connect not only with the close ring of people you know, but also to be a little bit curious and to go further. That leads to the nine, number 9. Be curious. That's part of the collaboration. If you're just working on what you're assigned to me, it's not collaboration. It's mostly um, the old world, the old way to do it. It's tailor oriented. Um, it doesn't bring much value if you just do what you're assigned to. It's key to do what you're assigned to, but you need to be curious to see the big picture, to understand the big picture, to see if there are better solutions. And there are times where you need to be curious, and there are times when you need to be more focused on what you're doing. But be curious is part of the collaboration. You need to change the status quo. Collaboration also is to change the status quo and not thinking that you've done that a million times before and that should be the way to do it because you always done that. You need to be curious if it's the best way to do it. Maybe other in your uh, not in your interpersonal network. Maybe people are doing things differently. Maybe you can, being curious, you can find out the new ways of doing things. So number 10, act in a common, shared, and understood sense. So I think that's one of the key success factor if or failure. If you don't have a goal, a common goal as a team, collaborative team, um, if people don't understand what is the big picture, they will they will do what they have been assigned to, but they might dig in a direction which is not good because they don't understand the overall value of the project you were working in. So it's key to share the purpose and communicate clearly on the purpose of your collaboration and be sure that everybody understand the the meaning of the purpose and be sure that you're going in the same direction to achieve this purpose. Number 11, engage. Engage conversation. Um, I think since we were born in this culture of basically it's coming from the 20th century where it's task oriented, where people have to work on specific tasks, and it's a matter of alignment of tasks and to achieve a goal. Um, it's what I will call the process era, and now we are in the knowledge era, where the 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 key is not to be efficient at executing a process. The key is to be able to find the right solution and be efficient in finding the solution and executing the solution. And to find the solution, you need to engage with people. You need to engage in conversation. You need to change the status quo. Once again, you need to talk with people to see if you understand correctly the goal, if you're understanding the um, the context of the collaboration, um, and it's a constant conversation. It's a constant engagement with people, and engagement also in respecting other people's ideas and still you need to be more you need to be focused from time to time, but you need also to validate that what you're doing is not an eternal effect. After 6 months, you don't want to find out that you were in the wrong direction. So you need to have engaged uh, conversation, especially now with a lot of people working all around the globe, all together, with different culture, with different time zone, with different goals, different department, whatever. You have more and more projects that are very diverse. So you need to engage conversation to better align yourself. And finally, number 12, that's part of the digital transformation paradigm. Is you need to accept that there's there's some unknown in the way you approach things. It's part of being creative. When you're creative, you don't know where you're going. Most of the people who did uh, revolutionize the business, the I, the inventions they made, or they surely didn't know where they were going. For sure, they had the energy, they have the vocation, they have a purpose, but they didn't know where it will end and where how it will end if it was ending. And definitely, for example, it's an infinite game. It's not a finite game. Um, can be for a project, it has a finite issue, but you need to be in an infinite state of mind, um, where you're always change the status quo, always try to seek for better ideas, try to think for a better solution, even if and it shouldn't block you, it shouldn't avoid you to work together or do things. It's not because you're challenging that you won't do them. You can do both. And you need to accept that there might be you might go in a direction and might not be the good one. So the good things about it is at least you're challenging this situation will allow you to change the direction and find the another solution which might be the right solution. And that way you fine tune by collaborating all together. All together you will fine tune the best solution. You won't uh, build the same mistakes over and over. And even if you have a success once, you can learn from it, but you can still learn more after. It's not a finite game. It's infinite. It's not a finite game. It's an infinite game. So there were 12 uh, way or 12, how can I say, behaviors behind collaboration, which many are part of soft skills rather than hard skills. And I strongly believe that today, if we want to succeed, we need to ramp up on our soft skills, because hard skills are easy to learn actually, and soft skills are not that easy because we're it's transformative. That's what it's called, digital transformation or collaborative transformation, because it's not uh, as easy as we think, even if it's soft skills, because it's anchored in our behavior and we need to change those behaviors. So that's why I wanted to explain those 12 topics. Hope it was useful.